Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Whiskey, Grease, and Gasoline. My name is Sean Sinclair, and today we're going to answer the most common question that I get about the no paint on my car. People ask all the time, how do I stop it from rusting? So today we're going to go over the car, get it ready to go for a drive. I haven't done anything with the car since last year in regards to the body and rust prevention or anything like that. But what I use is Gibbs oil and a Scotch-Brite, and then I wipe it up with a microfiber rag after. So that's basically it. Really easy to do. Easy, like I said in my last video, easier to do than even taking care of a painted car. So today, yeah, we're going to work on that, get it all cleaned up, shined up, and the car's got a little bit of surface rust forming in a few little spots. So I want to take care of those, and basically, like I say, just spray a little Gibbs oil on the Scotch-Brite pad, rub it in, and then wipe the excess off a little later with a microfiber rag. So let's get to it. So yeah. So yeah, I just spray a liberal amount of Gibbs oil on the Scotch-Brite pad, and you want to be careful when you're doing this somewhat, that you're not getting it, on materials and even like on the polished aluminum and whatnot. Not a big deal if you do get it on there, but you got to clean it up afterwards. So it does leave a little bit of an oily film, but nothing too crazy. I imagine it'd probably work pretty good as a tire shine too. Gibbs oil has been around for many years, very popular with gun owners and gunsmiths for taking care of their firearms, rifles, whatnot, hunting rifles and whatnot, and it serves many purposes. I get the question all the time, especially from hot rod guys that understand the painting process. And when they hear that I'm using Gibbs oil on bare metal, they almost freak out because they think I can never paint my car again, which is true if you're using the wrong products. WD-40 is a big no-no. You go to any body shop, they won't even allow WD-40 in their shop because it contains silicone. Once silicone embeds itself into the pores of the metal, good luck getting that out. And if you do have anything with silicone on the body and don't prep properly before painting, that paint is going to lift. So that's a big no-no, anything with silicone. So I don't even use anything silicone, anything around this car, just in case down the road I decide to paint it, or the next owner, if there ever is one, wants to paint the car. Then they're not going to have hassles. So what's the difference between Gibbs oil, WD-40, other common sprays? There is zero silicone in Gibbs oil. So there's no concern. In fact, when you read about Gibbs oil, you get into the fine print, they actually recommend using it to store or prep metals, body panels, anything bare metal sitting in a shop will oxidize quickly and becomes a problem to prep that metal for paint. So Gibbs oil will actually help protect the metal at the molecular level, and in fact it reverses the oxidization process as well. So you probably can't see from there, but a little bit of surface rust that I couldn't even see on the car. I'm starting to see a bit of an orange film as I'm rubbing this out here. And so that's taken away the rust as well. Yeah, so then right after I hit it with the Scotch-Brite and Gibbs oil, you can see it's leaving quite a shine on the car. Sometimes I'll leave this sit for an hour or even 2 hours, but today I'm not going to do that. We want to get her cleaned up quickly here. But after that, just a microfiber rag. Wipe the excess down. Doesn't have to all come off. You know, we want to leave that. In fact, that's why I leave it for a while. Typically, is to let it soak into the metal. But you don't want to leave too much because it will leave a bit of an oily film, and that gets on stuff. So I like to wipe it to the point where it's dry. Make sure you wipe up any excess splatters that you get right away as well, especially on the exhaust, because those will smoke as the headers heat up. Yeah, not much to it. You know, I got about a third of the car done already in a matter of 3-4 minutes. Pretty straightforward, and it gives the car a nice shine to it. Almost not a clear coat look, but just a clean look, I guess you could say. Kind of a matte finish, clean look. And this will last if I don't drive the car in high humidity or rain, fog, things like that. This will last a good month before I have to do it again. And when do I know it's time to do it? As soon as I see any oxidization forming, even a speck the size of dust. That's when you want to make sure you're getting on it again. And in my garage here over winter, it's been sitting for, oh gosh, at least 6 months since the last time I did it. Last September, in fact, is the last time that I did it. And it held up pretty good over the winter. My shop stays pretty dry. I don't heat my shop all winter. I do run a small electric heater in here because I like to hang out in here all the time, tinkering, just hanging out. So it stays pretty dry in here. So I don't worry too much about the car getting rusty over the winter. But like I say, since September is the last time I did this, and it still looks in good shape. Doesn't even really need to be done right now, but I'm going to, just because it's been a while. And like I say, a couple little spots showing up. And how much oil do you need? Not a lot. I buy it by the case. I bought a case of 12 cans when I first built this car. So probably 2020 is when I bought those cans. I still have 2 full cans, and I think probably 3 open cans scattered about the garage here and in the trunk of the car. I always keep a can in there. And I've given a couple cans away, or sold a couple cans to people that wanted to try it out. So I think in 4 or 5 years, I've essentially only gone through 8 cans. So not bad, you know. It's a lot cheaper than buying car wash and wax, that's for sure. And yeah, it just leaves such a nice satiny, clean finish. And yeah, so many other uses for this stuff. You know, as a lubricant, a rust preventative. On the can here, it shows a fishing reel, a handgun, a car, industrial buildings, a sailboat, a house, a lock, a treadmill. I don't use one of those. On your tools, tractor equipment, motorcycles, bicycles, chain loop on bicycles. Great stuff for that. Yeah, so it works really good. And yeah, like I say, just a couple little squirts like that, and that's all you need on your Scotch-Brite. And you can see just that leaves quite a bit of film there. And the Scotch-Brite takes the scratches away. But when you're doing it, you also want to, be a little leery of stainless and chrome finishes or anything painted when you're using a Scotch-Brite. Obviously, I don't worry as much myself. I like the a little bit more of a rough look. All right, so yeah, so that's it. Gibbs oil, hard to get in Canada. I may be wrong, but I believe because of labeling, they've made it difficult for it to be brought into Canada. But there is a distributor for Gibbs oil in Western Canada. Brent Carson at Gears to Go is where I get it. He, I believe, is in Abbotsford. You can get a hold of him on Facebook, online, Gears to Go. He's a Tremec dealer as well, so we bought several transmissions from him when I had the hot rod shop. Pardon me. But yeah, good stuff. So Gibbs, if you're watching, you want to sponsor this, hit me up. Get a hold of me. Brent, get a hold of me. I'd love to have you on board. I'm a big fan of the product for many years now, and I send a lot of people to Gibbs for their own uses, whether it's something like this or anything else. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So now, yeah, now that I've got that done, you get pretty greasy and oily. Grab your microfiber rag, wipe the excess down, and we're done. Pretty simple process. And on this car, my entire interior, my door panels, the rear bulkhead, everything is all done in sheet metal. Inside my trunk is all done with bead rolled sheet metal and brass screws. So I also use it on that. Same process. Gibbs, Scotch-Brite, microfiber rag. Bob's your uncle. You're clean, looking good for a car show. And yeah, very quick process. Here I am huffing and puffing because I'm trying to get the whole car done quickly in this video. So ignore my panting like a dog. And that's it. Car is done. Ready to go. Yeah, and typically after I do this, I'd park it in the sun, let it kind of bake into the metal as well. But that's it. Real simple, easy to use. Don't have to worry about scratching my paint, anything like that, which is super cool. On my other hot rods that I've had over the years, when you get that first rock chip, it's devastating. Here, I'll take this thing down a gravel road. In fact, my very first test drive in this car, I went to my friend's shop, Jeremy Mang at Victory Rod and Custom, and he lives down a logging road. And I just went full send down the logging road the first time I ever drove this car. So that's what it's built for. Built to have fun, not worry about scratches and chips. Yet I can go enter a car show and it draws a crowd every time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Gibbs oil. Thank you for watching Whiskey, Grease, and Gasoline. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like on the videos, and you can also hit the bell on the notifications so you get future episodes of Whiskey, Grease, and Gasoline. Thank you so much for watching, and get out there, enjoy the sunshine, and enjoy your hot rods.